In Surah Yasin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّا خَلَقْنَا لَهُم مِّمَّا عَمِلَتْ أَيْدِينَا أَنْعَامًا فَهُمْ لَهَا مَالِكُونَ. Do they not see how we have created with our own power cattle for them that they are now owners of? وَذَلَّلْنَاهَا لَهُمْ فَمِنْهَا رَكُوبُهُمْ وَمِنْهَا يَأْكُلُونَ. And we have given them control over these animals. So some animals they use for transportation, and some animals they use for their meat. وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا مَنَافِعُ وَمَشَارِبُ. And they derive other benefits from these animals, and they drink their milk as well. أَفَلَا يَشْكُرُونَ. So why do they not thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the blessing and the favor of these animals? These animals are purely created by the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we understand how amazing is this miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the animals that we need more are in abundance. The animals that are needed more for their meat, they are in abundance. The animals that are needed more for milk, they are also in abundance. And the animals that become less in the world, that is because their demand drops. There was a time when camels used to be everywhere. Camels were in abundance because everyone needed a camel, and camels delivered so many benefits. But as people's need towards camels dropped, the number of camels dropped automatically as well. And as the need for chickens grew as well. Now there are millions and millions of chickens everywhere in the world, and every day we use millions of pounds of chicken all around the world, perhaps billions of pounds of chicken. Then if you go towards beef or meat, goat meat and lamb meat and all of that, so they are in proportion to their demand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strictly controls the principle of supply and demand. The supply increases if the demand increases. The supply decreases if the demand decreases. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in this surah, أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّا خَلَقْنَا لَهُم مِّمَّا عَمِلَتْ أَيْدِينَا. Do they not see that we created these animals from our own power? We do not do anything. We are just part of the process. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings these animals into existence through His own power. Now, in recent science advances, we have come to know about the cloning of animals as well. There are scientists who are cloning goat, who are cloning sheep as well. But I will remind you that there is no likeness between what is made by a scientist and what is created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There will never be any likeness between what is made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what is made by a scientist. Then scholars are now also facing another issue. There's an issue of lab meat. Have you ever heard of lab meat? Lab meat is the meat that is being produced in a lab. It's not coming from a goat or sheep or cow. It's the meat that is being produced in the lab through different processes. It's not what you find the vegetarian, the substitute of meat or things like that. It's not. It's actual real meat, but it's made through a different process. That's why it's called lab meat. So scholars are now researching on this issue, whether it's halal or not, or whether it could be considered halal or not, or what could be the verdict on it, what could be the ruling on it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us that these are the blessings that Allah has bestowed upon the humanity. So there are some animals that are used for transportation, and some animals whose meat we use, and we gain nutrition from that. And there are many other benefits that are derived from animals, their hides. Nothing goes to waste. If you understand the industrial process of meat industry, nothing goes to waste. Anything that comes out of an animal, there is a use for that, there is a place for that. Nothing goes to waste. Everything gets used. The meat gets used in one place, other things gets used in another place. Even you know how they make hot dogs? They make hot dogs by pulling out those vessels from the animal, from the stomach of the animal, and then they stuff it with ground meat. That's how they make hot dogs. Huh? The casing, exactly. Yes. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then mentions وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا مَنَافِعُ وَمَشَارِبُ. There are other drinks that we get from the animals as well. It is mostly milk that we use, cow milk or buffalo milk or goat milk or even camel milk. But there are some people who drink urine as well. That's real. Yeah. There are a lot of people actually, close to at least a couple of 100 million in India. They drink cow milk, not cow milk, cow urine, and they drink it regularly. It's part of their regular diet. They actually have cow urine in bottles like Coca-Cola, so they sell it like Coca-Cola. And if you go to the Middle East, some Muslims, they drink camel urine as well. And there's a debate on that amongst the scholars as well. But some consider that to be permissible for drinking. So if you go to some stores in Saudi Arabia, you will find camel urine in the bottle as well. Astaghfirullah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا مَنَافِعُ وَمَشَارِبُ أَفَلَا يَشْكُرُونَ. Why are they not grateful? So even if they are drinking the camel or the cow urine, at least be grateful the one who created the animal for you. Be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah created that for you. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.
What will happen to all these animals on the day of judgment?
They will vanish.